Hey guys, DimaProc is back, and in my last video I was showing you how I prep my brass for loading 9mm. So the brass was sized, it was lubed, sized, deprimed, and then I throw it in a wet tumbler where it washes off the lube, it cleans the primer pockets, and pretty much ready to prime. After that I use my RCBS APS, I think it's called, primer, hand primer. What I do is this priming system has advantage that the primers, you can prime it upside down, you can do whatever, you never get feeding primer issues, you never get flip primers. It just works. So that therefore when I just at night and just watch the movie, I'll prime the brass. I don't even have to look at it. It works great. I don't have any problem with that. So once the brass is primed, I take a dish like this and take it to my case feeder. Dump it. Shake it up, and there we go, guys. We got about 80 plus pieces loaded, ready to be fed. Then I actually broke down and bought a bullet feeder. I've always had this die, this Hornady die, in these long tubes that I purchased on Amazon. And they work great. You can pre-fill them manually and just keep going. But eventually on eBay I snagged the Hornady bullet loader. I'll tell you right now, guys, it's not the best bullet feeder. It takes a while for the bullets to feed. A lot of them will tumble, but it works for these bullets. On some bullets it has a less success rate. Sometimes the worst part is when the bullets drop in upside down, because then I have to stop and take it out. But let's get going and see what happens. I already preset the charge here. I'm using 4.3 grains of tight group, and some people mentioned that the tight group doesn't feed that well compared to 700X. I'll tell you guys, that tight group is much better flowing than 700X, which I think is one of the worst powders to flow. So the beauty of this system is that you don't run out of primers. You know how when you have a primer tube, you feed 100 and then you have to stop and you have to feed them. Well, with the cases all primed, there's no chance of spilling powder. You can look at the shell. It looks pretty clean, even though I did several hundreds of rounds already. And you know, it's just, you just keep going. The only thing I need to watch out is to make sure the cases once in a while are flipped and the bullets are once in a while flipped. And I'll go ahead and turn on the case feeder and show you guys what that works, what that looks like. It's gonna be loud. So I'll turn it off, but as you can tell, the efficiency at which the bullets feed is pretty lousy. Like, most of the bullets fall down, and I don't know if it's the angle of this case feeder or if it's the speed. I actually think if it slowed down a little bit, it would do a little bit better job. But that's how it is, and that's what I don't like about this bullet feeder. So I know there's double alpha bullet feeder, but I think the cost is like more than double what I paid for this. I got this with a discount on eBay for about $225 shipped. So it flows down this tube, and then we get the bullets stacked in here. This actually wasn't part of it. I just added my old tube that I had cut down so I can see the level. Then I had to machine this, which works really well, out of plastic. It holds the spring and the tube in there. I also originally had to machine out this collet where the tube goes in. It's just a slip fit. Just slide it in and holds the under tension. So that's how it is, guys. I'll do a little bit more of loading. So okay, once in a while the bullet, you know, kind of even though in the last video I showed you guys that I determined the proper neck suspension so that the bullets will stay put, and that pretty much works most of the time. But once in a while, because these are mixed head stamp brass, because of that you get that kind of things where sometimes it doesn't expand enough to hold the bullet. But overall, you can tell the bullet feeding is great. I mean, when I bought this thing, I think it was like $22, $25. And I bought two of them actually. I bought one for $357 and bought one for 9mm. What I found out is I can feed 355 through 358. Although 358 is not the most consistent feeding. 357 is where you get between those two numbers you get more consistent feeding. So I do have another one of those for a thicker, like 358, 359, and the difference is the collet inside. I just, you know, it's a little bit has a bigger allowance. Okay, so when you get your 20 cases dispensed, all we have to do is rotate, and I'm gonna drop one manually so I don't skip a beat. Just pull back. I gotta do this. Okay. Because I'm holding the camera with one hand. See if I can show you guys another angle. Okay, something dropped, but overall you get very fast loading when everything is good to go. So that's how I do it, guys, and I think it works really well for me. It's not like really fast system. That's why I try to do it ahead of time, prep the brass and have it ready to load, so when I actually do need to load, it's good to go and it happens pretty fast.